My name is Meghan Camarena, also known as Strawburry17 on YouTube, and I do hosting, gaming, cosplay, kind of a variety of nerdy things. I first became interested in content creation, I think back in 2007. Before then, I was watching people on YouTube and I thought, dang, this is so cool. People my age are making these mini movies. I thought you had to go to school for that or I don't know, be a part of some like television club. Like it just didn't make sense to me, but all of a sudden there was all of these people creating little short films out of nowhere. And I'm like, man, maybe if they can do it, I can do it. So yeah, I looked up how to edit on a blog, because back then they didn't have video tutorials. You had to look up like blogs, and that's how I got started. Cosplay became a thing for me, I would say around 2012. I know that's later in life. It's always been a thing I've wanted to do. I was the kid who always wore their Halloween costume year-round, and I didn't understand why you could only wear it one day. Like, that made me feel so bummed out. I'm like, yo, I feel like a superhero. Why is this not acceptable? And I look so cool. I took a sewing class at a costume shop. And I went in like every Wednesday and they taught me how to hand sew things because I was making something out of faux fur and like this really thick silk material, and I had to sit there and it was like a labor of love, but it was so rewarding. Like my fingers were super swollen from having to sew this crazy coat thing together, but by the end of it, when I showed up to the convention and I was dressed up as my favorite character, something in me changed. It wasn't about putting on the costume, but it was about being that character. And that was such a crazy feeling. When a little kid comes up to you and they want a picture of you, or a picture with you, you don't just like sit there and just like, okay, cool. You pose up. All of a sudden you become that hero. And it's really, really cool. I mean, it gives you so much confidence. I would say that 100%. Everything inspires me. And I think when you're constantly creating, you have to look at the world differently and take it all in, almost like absorb it, because that's something you can use for later. Today I'm making the Zarya cosplay, which is inspired by the Halloween themed skin, totally 80s. Now, the world of Overwatch, where Zarya is from, is super vibrant and colorful. All of the characters come together to create something really special. And thanks to Fruit Loops, I get to make that costume a reality. The coolest thing about this cosplay to me is it revolves around the fitness culture in the 80s. So bright colors, tights, and like the thick like socks on that go all the way up to like your shins, but it's Zarya style. So, you know, it's her armor on her thigh, and then this massive like back chest plate, and her gloves are like super crazy. I think it's the perfect mashup. When I started YouTube, I never wanted to be famous. That was never even something like I thought was possible. What I had always hoped is that I could bring joy to people who didn't have it, and I'd make some people feel a little less lonely in the world, because that's what YouTube was for me. I think the funny thing about dreams is when you finally realize you've achieved them, it's like, whoa, I think I need to dream bigger. And that's scary, but it's also exciting because the world is a big place and there's so much to achieve. So why stop with just a few dreams, right?